Look at dude's fucking room. This is Brady's room, by the way.
That I decide not to grow. And it's like, okay, if you think of the battleground as in a sense of a war, if you win the battles, we know if you that are happening, any mentorship, anything that's happening, it's all here. It gives you the time, it gives you the link, gives you a little bit information about what the call is, and then our mentor charts. So this is where our top traders, in this group chat, we have, I believe, 6 or 7 of the IML educators in this group chat. So they're personally working with us hand in hand, answering our questions, posting in charts. Like the top educators are like Mike Navarrete posted this trade. Mike never posting these trades.
Just like signals.
Yeah, basically it's like signal. It's like Mike posts signals. Other people just post their chart. They're like, hey, this is what I'm looking at. Like I'm looking to get in here, looking to get out here, looking to take or have my stop loss there. Tells you the pair, U.S. oil. Like it's basically like signals. But it's a little bit more in depth than a signal. I come up with the same bias. See if I see the same things as him. And then if I do, I take that trade. If not, I look, okay, why does he see this? Where is he coming from? And where am I wrong? Where's my bias? Did I miss something? So that way you can use this as a way to help yourself level up in your learning, because you're literally seeing charts from the top traders, from the top mentors. Then we have our trading chat. This is where your average Joe, anybody can post in here, ask questions. They'll be like, yo, I'm looking at this. What do you guys think? Hey, I'm looking at, what are you guys looking at? What do you think about this? Just asking questions. Like this is where the average person can ask a question. Like, so if you have $100 and it moves 10 pips, that's gonna be $1 of movement, and then that's gonna be 1% of your account. So if it moves 55 pips, that's gonna equal 5.5% of your account. So if you just think of it like that, so like 55 pips, 5.5%. 75 pips, 7.5%. 100 pips, 10%. So on this one, it's on $1,000 account. Then that $55 is still 5.5% on your $1,000 account. Buy and sell. So you can make you can sell the position. You can, if you think it's going to go down, you can sell. If you think it's going to go up, you can buy. And you can't really do that in the stock market per se. And the barrier to entry, you could make an account with $10 if you wanted. Obviously don't recommend that, because in the beginning, like $10, you're probably going to lose that right away. I recommend, like, when you want to start an account, anywhere from like $100 to $500. That's where I would start out with. That's like the best starting place. Give yourself at least like some capital to lose and some capital to make. And it's not like, okay, you lose $100, like, okay, and that's not really that big of a deal. With investing, you never really want to invest money that you're not willing to lose, because in investments, it's obviously investing can be risky, but in trading, you control 100% of the risk. They're going to be millionaires in the next few months. Like, definitely not. Like, that. If you have that in your head, get rid of that, because that's the opposite of what I'm saying right here. Is like, this is long term. Like, I'm not in this to get rich right now. I want to be rich forever. I want to be like, because once you put in the time, you're able to see returns like this. Like, after 3 years, you're making 20 bands a week. Like, most people, like, you make 2 weeks, like Hunter was just saying, like, his manager at Domino's is making $40K a year. Big Al. and you're making, and
the guy.
you could be making that in 2 years or in 2 weeks after you wait. So you work for 3 years, and then after 3 years, you could be making that a week. So like, that's just so crazy when you really think about it, that you can go to college for 4 years, maybe 5 years, or you could put in a 3 to 4 year grind on Forex and learning how to invest, and you could be making that in a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month. You'd be making 40K. And it's like, that's all with never adding any extra money to this $200. That's all with keeping the same $200 initial investment and never adding more. So like $5.3 trillion, I can show you right now that the top currency traders, the people who contribute most to this market are the banks. Citibank does 13% of this $5.3 trillion, moving in and out. JP Morgan Chase does 8.8%. Deutsche Bank does 8.8%. USBC Bank does 8.8% of this market. So the market, they're the ones controlling the market. They're the one putting the money in. They're the one pulling the money out. So they're able to move it at their will because they're able to just put a massive influx of currency of money into the market, and it's going to make it go up. Or they can pull it out and it's going to make it go down. So they're the ones moving the markets. So you want to play with them. You don't want to play against them. You want to ride on their coattails. If the majority of people are getting their information on how to trade Forex off some free websites on the internet, and 96% of people fail, what makes you think that you're going to be successful? You're going to be an anomaly of the 96%. When this market is controlled by the banks, they want you to lose. Because if you lose, that means they're winning. So they know the information that's being put out on the internet. They know what's being put out there. They know what people are looking for. So they literally will create these traps in the markets. They will create these patterns. And yeah, they might win 20, 30 pips, something like that, but it's not going to be that big move. Every once in a while, yeah, but they have to let the people win every once in a while, because otherwise nobody's going to trade it like that. Because if they're losing every single time, they're not gonna keep trading that way, you know. So
it's huge discipline. It plays on human psychology. It plays on your greed. So they want you're gonna win obviously, but you're also gonna lose just because your psychology is you can make even more money. You know, fuck the risk management. You can drop the whole fucking standard and make a quick couple $100. Mm-hmm. And they want you to fucking do that because that's how they pocket up the money and take it from you.
No, I can pull it up, the cash flow quadrant. Have any of you heard of the cash flow quadrant before? No? So the cash flow quadrant is basically was created by Robert Kiyosaki, the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad, one of the top the world-renowned financial literacy books, and he's a top tier financial literacy or finance author. I don't know what they're called. But he came up with this. He was the founder. The only difference between me and them is that they never gave up. They didn't stop. Even when it got tough, even when they lost money, even when whatever happened, even when they had all these trials and tribulations, they didn't give up. They kept going. They kept putting in the work because they saw the long-term vision.
Asia, this morning, even prior to the news, as soon as it dropped, got wicked out, and then in that same move, we see price continue right down to the top of our TP area. And then, of course, we all know where price is now. We've come down, we've traded.
The Bears still suck! The Bears still suck! Let's go!